G'day guys, I'm Greg and welcome back to my train room. Now that we've got all the baseboards in and that you've seen the space that we're in, from now on we're just going to do updates on the layout as it grows. So welcome to layout update number 1. So the first thing I want to show you is the new power supply. This is just a computer power supply, $10 off Facebook Marketplace. This thing's great because you can wire in a switch to turn it on rather than turning on the power point every time. There's also an option to display a standby light and then a power good light. For information on which wires do this, if you Google it, it's very simple. Even the Google AI will tell you exactly what colors to use for what. The outputs are 3.3 volts, 5 volts and 12 volts, which will cover everything I need on my layout. My DCC controller is powered by 12 volts. My LED light strips are 12 volts. The Arduino uses 5 volts and so will my signals. So to connect the power supply to the layout, I have used a simple fuse box from JCar Electronics. This one needed a little bit of modification. Originally it was one supply strip with multiple outputs. I've stolen the metal bus off that to create my negative strip here, and with the cover I just had to cut out a bit to allow the multiple inputs and outputs. So how I'm running it is I've bundled the wires into groups of 4. That's given me two 12 volts outputs, two 5 volt outputs, a secondary 12 volt output, and one 3.3 volt output. On the box it tells you how many amps each of those outputs can handle, and yeah, all I do that on there like that, and we have a fairly safe power supply. Eventually I will put doors on here. I'm still doing a lot of fiddling around underneath here and they're going to get in the way. So this is my very rough and ready power control panel. We've got the switch for the power supply with our standby indicator and our power good indicator. We then have a switch to turn on the 12 volt supply to our DCC throttle, and the DCC throttle is run through this voltage and amp indicator. Now this gives me an idea of sort of what current I'm drawing with my locos and will help me plan the electronics for the future. Eventually I want to have an amp indicator on all of the outputs from the computer power supply, just so I can monitor those over time and see where the most power is being drawn and sort of how, if I'm approaching the limits of the power supply itself. One of the favorite things I've built so far is this root selector. It is a very, very complex way of controlling this simple crossover here. Previously I could control it with a simple toggle switch, but in an attempt to better my soldering and programming skills, I have constructed this box with an Arduino and a relay box inside, to control the roots. So basically we have our approach track, arrivals track and departure track, our up and our down, our up and our down. And basically if we have a train approaching, at this point in time we can only go down one direction, so we select that one there and it will set the points to the straight through direction. Once we're done with that, we clear the thing, we get a green light saying we are ready to select again. And now, for example, if we want to depart from this track here, you will see the points have gone across and our route is showing that direction. And then while we've got a red light and these are selected, we can't select any more points, so we have to clear the route again. This will be done when you can see the train is clear, and then select another departure. You see the light turns blue to say we're in selection mode, And then let's say we wanted to depart from this track here. Our points then go back to the set direction. Oh, sorry, our points then go back to the straight direction. And yeah, eventually we'll use this to control all of Sydney Terminal. And that brings us onto a nice little segue into the update on the track laying here. So I have my first few points in. The gaps in between some of these are maybe a tad large, but I'm still learning. I haven't done point work quite this complex yet, and getting the exact measurements are still a struggle to me. But we're slowly getting there and slowly working up to platforms 1, 2, 3 and 4, plus a refuge track in the middle of 3 and 4 there. To save on cork, instead of corking this whole area, I simply raised up this baseboard the height of my foam underlay, so that we have a smooth transition between the raised up track of a main line to the basically on the ground track of the yard there. To assist me with laying track and fault finding within the track, I have called on the help of some of my old American locos, some SD40-2 tunnel motors. These are ones that I converted to DCC a long time ago and have been in storage for many years. They're a bit too rough to try and sell on, as I break it even more. But they do the job in running around the layout, finding where I've got poor point work, poor track cleanliness, poor track alignment. And yeah, they're doing a great job at the moment. Unfortunately, while I was fiddling the other day, I managed to destroy the decoder in my NR class, so I've got to work out how to get that one fixed. Still waiting to hear back from Precision on that one. So in the meantime, these little guys here are running around the layout and yeah, fault finding for me. Now it's amazing, yeah, they sit that's in the box, as I said, for years, and all it takes is a little bit of lubrication, and yeah, they run just fine again. While unpacking some more boxes, I also managed to find a few lengths of my old Code 100 Pico track. Eventually I'm going to use this to replace the Cato track on this peninsula here. I just find the Cato track is too constraining in the type of layout, and the points and the curves are a bit too sharp at the moment. So just going to replace that once I finish the tracks in Sydney Terminal. I'll come back and create another loop on here. So that's it for layout update number 1 in this train room in a rental. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I apologise for the delay between videos. Now that I'm doing these update videos, they'll become more regular, just sort of showing the progress I am slowly but surely making. So thanks again for watching, guys. We'll catch you next time. Cheers.